Assalamu alaikum. Today we will discuss about the passing arguments through command line. So first creating a bash file, then the header file #binbash, then declaring a variable var, and it consists of a string global variable. And in this bash program we will discuss that when we declare a variable outside a function and declare a variable inside a function with the same name of variable, and how it prints the variable and how it accesses the variable. So then we write a function name as lcl, and in this function we will declare a variable, a local variable. Local is a keyword, and then var is the name of the variable, and it is a local variable, a string, and then we print it echo var by using the $sign, and then the curly brackets to end the function. Then we print variable echo $sign and then variable, and then we call the function which is lcl, and at the end we again print the variable var using the echo command. After writing the commands, we will save the program, save the bash script, and execute it by using the bash command, bash and the name of the file, and execute it. Now when we first execute the echo command, it is printing global variable, and when function is called, it is printing local variable, and then at the end when we again call the variable function variable, and it is then printing global variable. So it is accessing the variable var. When it is called outside, it just prints the variable which is located outside the function. So the next program is about passing the arguments using the command line. So first we print echo $1. $1 is basically used to call the value of a variable or of a function. When we write a parameterized function, we also declare the value outside, and then we call it by using the $1 sign. So we save the file and execute it. So when we execute it by just writing bash and the name of the file, it will execute nothing. And when we execute it by writing bash and passing some arguments, let's suppose I write passing arguments command line and execute it. Now it is printing passing as the first argument as the second argument, and the command line as the third argument. Now we can execute it in another, using another syntax, using another way. So it is, we can execute it writing in the same line. So when we execute it, it will print the values in the same line. All these three strings are printed in the same line. So we can also pass these arguments using another way, and that is just writing echo and $sign. And we can also count the number of variables, number of arguments we passed by using the command dollar and hashtag. So first we execute it by using the dollar and at the rate. So it will print all the arguments. Now we'll try to execute the command to count the number of arguments we have passed. So we will write number of arguments passed, and then add a dollar and hashtag sign. So when we execute it, it will pass the arguments and then count the number of arguments. So we passed 3 arguments. So now if we want to execute the commands we execute in the uh, command line, so we'll discuss how we execute it, how we print the result of those commands. So first we declare, write the bin bash, the header file, or then we execute the echo command, and we execute it in by using echo and then the dollar sign, and within the brackets we will write the command. So I am using who am I command. This command is used to execute who is the user of the Linux system. So I will execute in by using echo and direct writing the command, and now saving the file and executing it. So now when we execute it by using the bash command, it is printing LWA when we write it dollar in the within the brackets who am I. When we write dollar and within the brackets who am I, it is printing the name of the user, and when we printing directly who am I, it is printing the who am I, not the name of the user. We can also print the username or any print the answer of the or the output of any command by using the variable and equals to dollar sign and within the brackets that specific command, and print the output of that specific command. Here when we echo the username equals to dollar variable, we'll call that variable in which the value of the command is stored. Now when we execute it, it will print the name of the variable, the name of the user, which is stored in that variable. Now we will discuss about the bash trap. Bash trap is mainly a trap in which when we basically when we press Ctrl+C or Ctrl+Z, uh, the loop or anything which is going out will be stopped. Or when in this using the bash trap, we will execute the loop or everything that is going on will goes on. When we press Ctrl+C, it will go to the bash trap and then continue to execute the program or the function or the loop that is executing. So now in this program, we will check that when we press Ctrl+C, it will stop or continue to execute the loop. So we are writing a function named as bash trap, and in this function we are declaring a print command. When we press Ctrl+C, Ctrl+C is detected and the bash trap is executed, but it will continue to execute the for loop. And in for loop we are executing the number from 1 to 10. So for I in from 1 to 4 10, sorry. So it will continue to execute the we'll write here echo command echo number num equals to $I, and at the end of the loop we will write done. Okay, when the echo command is executed, it will sleep for it will wait for 1 second and then execute the loop again. And after the whole loop is executed, it will print exit the bash trap. Another echo command is executed at the end of the whole program, and now we will execute it. Now when we write bash and the name of the file and we execute it, it will wait for 1 second and then execute. and when I pressed Ctrl+C, it is stopped. And when I simply write again the bash trap function and execute it without pressing any Ctrl+C, it will execute till the number 10, and the last command exit the bash trap function. So the thing is, we have to write a command before this function, that is trap bash trap and int. So it will continue to execute the loop, but in between the echo command which is written in the function bash trap is executed. So now when we again execute it, and when I press Ctrl+C, it will execute the bash trap function and continue to execute the next number. So by using the bash trap, when we press Ctrl+C, the bash trap function is executed and the commands written in that function will be executed. But after that, the function will continue to execute the program will continue to execute the for loop or the loop that has been executing. So this is the command written in the bash trap function, and when we press Ctrl+C, the following loop will stop to execute, not like exactly stop. It will pause for a few seconds and then continue to execute. So today we learned about the global and local variables, passing arguments through the command line, and executing shell commands in bash function and the bash trap.
Thanks for watching. See you in my next video.